The festival is nigh!
Game number 1 of the day, Nartock versus Ellie. Here we go. Nexus, center square.
Give me crackpots, baby. Come on. Give it to me. Please.
Give me... I'm going to go gold free. I don't know why I'm feeling gold free. Valiant Gargs is the center square. That's a spicy. That's a spicy one. I also...
An interesting...
I see a few late game ones. I see full grown Falling Star Beast on there. I see Sewer Moog on there, all in that middle row. That middle row is quite the big. All the big kills are on that middle row, pretty much.
We got Moog. Moog.
Yeah, Moog. Moog mentioned.
Moog. Almost.
But looking at the early game squares, we do have Grafted Scion. If there is a square off weapon, expect the players to go for that because it is pretty much scripted. We also see Millicent Invader and Kaled on the bottom row. Margit parries in the top left corner. There are more than a few capital squares, actually, now that I'm looking at there. There is Dung Eater
this feels
and Shackles, as well as Sewer Moog. Shackles and Sewer Moog is really strong together. We saw that in the Mayor Snowy match yesterday. Being the first into capital there is going to be really valuable because that is... There are 3 squares in the sewers. Getting your early remembrance skills, trying to get value out of them is going to be important.
Oh, Nartock got square off. There's Lord Sworn. I don't hate the Scion play here, honestly. This board feels very late. So I think that could be a play just to get that done and then set up for Altus.
Yeah, there are 3 openers that I think are all justifiable. Scion, and Scion because it's really fast. Millicent because it progresses you into Kaled, gives you actually a good amount of runes for the early game for just cheesing, for basically just cheesing an NPC.
Halberd check as well, which is nice, and you get the talisman for more decks.
No, Millicent Invader was what I was talking about.
Oh, you're not talking about Needle? Wait, where's Millicent Invader?
Bottom row.
Ah, I see that.
And then I also like Margit parries. One of the reasons why I like Margit parries is because with a capital on the board, realistically, both players will be killing Margit at some point today. I like to be the one that's like, hey, if we're both going to do this thing, I want to be the one to get board equity out of it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I like that a lot.
Would you go for it? Oh, yeah, Nartock's going for it. He has a small shield with parry on it. So he will be going for Margit 6 parries. He's going to sack Scion, which I don't hate because it's a corner square as well. And again, as you said, they're going to be doing it anyways. Ellie looks like she's going to be going for Scion, though, which is interesting.
Different starting class here. Ellie going with the square off weapon, right?
Yeah, kind of the opposite of what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be Nartock going Scion and then Ellie going Margit parries. But I don't hate this at all. Yeah.
Also, with the Millicent's Needle, because it is on the board as well in row 4, you need to be careful because I wouldn't imagine someone does Millicent Invader or Millicent Needle before Invader, but you do lock yourself out of the Invader by completing the quest line with the Needle.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that, actually. That's actually good to know. And we are off.
Yep.
Gamer jump. No, Nartock missed it.
Ellie got it, though. Ellie got it.
Yeah. Nartock, you fraud.
Ellie's a little behind Nartock. That is just due to a bit of stream delay. And it looks like Ellie's just sending it down mid, going straight for Scion. So we'll go full screen with Ellie early here.
Let's see if she gets the script here. Typically, as soon as you enter the circle, you want to start squaring off. She's a little bit late, but she should be okay as long as she doesn't jump away. She gets the stagger. Sir post, nice. Did we see how much strength she had on this class?
I did not. She does have Lord Sworn though with the 110 crit. Yeah, she's good. One more
riposte should do it. She doesn't get the
nice greed there.
Yeah, good punish. She should be able to just. Okay, nice, clean from Ellie. Not bad at all.
Yeah, that was 103 Scion. That's really good.
Not bad.
I'm not sure what was Ginger's time yesterday. Was that 102 or?
Ginger got a 102.
So Ginger's time lives by 1 second.
Yeah, he wins by 1 second.
Yes.
Short sword, which isn't great. I mean, Are there any good like short swords other than broadsword that you can get from? I mean, broadsword.
Well, there's two good ones that you could get. You could get the Michelin Night Sword, like, is usable, especially because it has Sacred Blade on it. That's really nice if you have Deathbirds.
Deathbirds.
And the other one that would be good, which we haven't seen yet, is Epitaph. The reason why Epitaph is good is specifically for fisting Rick. Epitaph gives you the Last Rites Ash of War, gives you a flat buff to all types of damage, including fists. It's one of the few ways in the game that you can buff your bare fist damage.
This is true.
So yeah, if you have Fist Rick on the board, Epitaph is good. Like, most of the straight sword checks are situational though. Like, like Michelin Night Sword you can use on a bad weapon seed, but mostly it's like, okay, it's great for Deathbirds or Tibias, right? Or shades.
Definitely.
Particularly that Liurnia shade. If you have Sacred Blade, you can just one-shot it.
Does it one-shot?
If it's upgraded, it'll one-shot for sure.
Okay. You might have to hit it with the sword as well, which means you have to get close.
Yeah.
And that's a little bit risky because of the ads. So, Nartock has, what was it? That was Curseblade Cirque, I think? Or the
Smith Script.
The Smith Script Cirque. Yeah. Is that wieldable off rip?
He needed some dex. I think it's 14 dex for it. I'm not sure what his dex stat was.
Okay. Let's hope he can get that online, because that might just be an issue if he goes into Market Parries with an unwieldable weapon. That might suck. Doesn't sound fun. Let's use this Carrion Slicer. That'd be cool.
So actually, he's gonna go Millicent, because he's gonna say, "All right, I know Ellie started with Lordsworn, right? Like, given the time and everything, that's the only class she could have picked." So he's like, "Okay, I have a parry shield. It's a little risky because if Ellie does rush Market Parries here,
she could very well just do medium parry and then take that up.
Yeah, she could take it from him, but he's gonna bank on the fact that Ellie maybe is not gonna go for it, and gonna go try to greed Millicent here and then go into Market Parries.
Looking at this board, I don't really hate the Deathbirds, Misbegotten, and Leonin synergy. If they are going to end up going for Deathbirds at some point, that column 5 could be a little bit interesting. And that would be something that I would look out for if I was Nartock.
Having Misbegotten bosses and Leonine on the board is really, really strong. We saw that in the Dino ASIM game on Friday. ASIM was able to utilize that to his advantage, and even though Dino looked like he was close to equalizing at one point, like, that synergy really just was the nail in the coffin for him.
Yeah. I mean, super strong synergies like that definitely can happen. So you got to be extra careful about looking at those, especially if it's like on a line. Like, that always is never like a good feeling. Like, I always feel bad when that happens. I
also think Leonine is a square that is like actually become undervalued. Kind of like Fist Rick. It's like, oh, it's a time sink, you get basically nothing out of it, like, what's the point, right? Early on, sometimes players will, like, when they first start playing bingo, they'll rush that. That's not a good idea. But like, once you get set up, like, if you have a setup weapon in Dectus around like the 30-40 minute mark, I think it's perfectly acceptable to go for that. Oftentimes I see it pushed like way into the late game, sometimes Leonine being one of the last squares on the board, which I just I think is people taking the thing like, don't do Leonine right away, just a bit too far.
I think that also comes from like older seasons where in past boards we didn't have as much weeping synergies as we do now. So people are kind of like sticking with the old ways of Leonin is bad.
Yeah.
But like now, just on this board alone, like we see Sacred Flask +6, we see Leonin, Deathbirds again, as I mentioned, Misbegotten bosses. Like, there's a lot of synergy in weeping nowadays. So like
Nexus.
Sometimes it's not a bad play at all. Whereas back in the day, it used to.
Be quiet. Nartock said he's gonna shit talk you.
Oh, dude, that can't be.
Lucky. The worst.
What's he saying? I can't hear him.
I don't know. He just said, I'm gonna trash talk Nexus.
I need
he's gonna shit talk me, and that gets the worst Millicent I've ever seen. God damn it, Nartock.
Perfect Millicent. On
Nartock.
Nexus, I suck
he
at
jinxed
this
himself.
You actually are the goat at this square.
He dies, but she's gonna die too. Draw goes to the runner.
Shit her down. That's all I
Holy
Yeah.
shit, I'm
That's
the
what he
goat.
gets for talking shit.
It doesn't. I don't care. I have a good grace. No Neil.
What was
I
the
don't
time on
care.
that? Was that a 6:30?
I'll check. 6:24.
Damn, Nartock. Yeah, he's smiling. Look at him. Look at him. He knows. He
Yeah.
knows.
Looks like Ellie might have been going Millicent as well.
Yeah, luckily she wasn't in the invasion. That would have
Yeah.
been really bad. She can
She-
still pivot from here and just
Well,
rest and teleport out.
She also could just go Needle.
O'Neal?
Like, go for Needle.
Yeah.
Like, you could go Millicent's Needle, right?
Mhm.
Take that away from Nartock since he potentially has it prepped. And also you get that halberd check, which is really valuable.
Yeah, I feel like I'd be too scared to do that personally, just because, like, Millicent is right there.
Yeah. The only reason why I think you can push into it is because Nartock's time on Scion tells me that, hey, he didn't go for it, so he probably started with the parry shield, and as a result, like, he is gonna go for Margaret parries, and that's
You might be right.
that's the correct read by Ellie.
Ellie's going. God, this is some shit I'd never do. My 2 least favorite squares done in the first 10 minutes. Insane.
Yeah, this is a really good read by Ellie, like, knowing based on like the fact that he did Millicent and clearly didn't go for Scion. He either badly fucked up Scion or realistically he started with the parry shield, and like, given the caliber of the players, I would be betting that he started parry shield.
That's a fair gamble. It's kind of rough though to like guess that, considering he did get a 620. That's about like 40-ish or like 30-ish seconds off of if it was with Torrent. Like a normal time is like around 550. So based on that, I think I would probably think I sniped him on
Nartock's
Scion.
gonna check round table. There's nothing there long term, but he does get the stone club that he can use for Margaret parries.
Yeah, that's not bad. I did see the Rotten Hammer, which is like pretty good, but it's smithing, right? There's not really much reason to do smithing on this board. Would have been interesting, but not really.
If you do run the smithing route, I think it's great because you get dual status. You get rot and frost. And situationally speaking, like, rot can be weapon rot is not as good as like the spell rot for some reason. So if you're used to seeing like the rotten breath incantation, like the dragon breath, it's not going to be that good, but it is still very strong, and a lot more enemies rot than bleed actually.
That's true. There's not many bosses that are like immune to rot, right?
It's pretty much just Gargs, right? And maybe a
Yeah.
few others. Also,
O'Neal is immune to rot, but like, fuck that guy. He doesn't count. That's 2 parries, I think.
yeah, this is not the cleanest babouches by Ellie, which could be a bit of a problem. Not for the fact that she's going to lose the square, but Nartock could go back for this and still get the halberd check, which is not ideal.
Especially if it is a good halberd like D-halberd, golden halberd.
Yeah.
You really want to get that point on the board to discourage your opponent from doing this as well and getting that really good weapon. Do you have a prediction for what the halberd is going to be?
I feel like I don't know. I do think it's gonna be good actually. I don't know
Really?
which one I'm feeling, but I think it will be either D-halb, G-halb, or banished.
I think I'm going to go the complete opposite direction. Gargoyle halberd, calling it.
All right,
I have a
Ellie's
feeling.
almost done with her. She needs one more babouche, and this is where it gets scary. But she does get it down. We'll see what the
There we
halberd
go.
check is,
Come on.
and then we'll go check in with Nartock.
Give it to me.
It is Gargoyle's Black Halberd. You were very close.
I'm taking that.
I almost asked you the regular one or Black Halberd.
I'm taking it.
I'm glad.
taking it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I meant, by the way.
Yeah, clearly.
Pretty decent Margit
That's it.
from... Did he just
Nice.
jump the dagger? No, he got hit. Okay. Pretty good parries coming out from Narty boy. What's your next play? I think setting up Dectus here is always edging the tip from Ellie. Goated strategy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's pleased with that. She had the right read. Like she did kind of. That was a big read by Ellie that he wasn't gonna do Needle after Millicent Invader, and she read it right.
Yeah, definitely. I don't hate this play too because it gives you a lot of runes. Also, you're gonna have to set up Church of the Plague anyways for Sacred Flask, so this just gets you here earlier, which is always nice. Like more healing is never a bad thing, right?
And Nartock's going back for O'Neal, so like either way,
okay.
actually, this is kind of good for like because either he's gonna get sniped into the time loss, or he's gonna finish a fight for the halberd check. And if he does do that, because it's bad, that's good for Ellie, right? Like it's one of those things.
Yeah.
If the halberd's good, you don't want Nartock to kill O'Neal. If the halberd's bad, you want him to kill O'Neal.
Yeah, definitely that time sync because this isn't a short square or anything. Like this is pretty long. Look at him. He's chilling. He's sitting back in his chair, waiting for O'Neal's slow ass to get over here. Ellie not doing the.
I don't like the rock. I don't like the rock run. I do this better.
I don't either.
Yeah.
But like it's faster, so you have to. There's no choice.
There is no choice. You must always do the fastest strat.
Damn right. That's why Raya Crystal Tunnel skip is so good. Everybody knows it.
All right, so Ellie gets the secret. She'll now quit out and get the needle back. We'll go full screen with Nartock here as he does.
As he gets sniped.
Yeah. Well, I'm curious to see if he finishes the fight.
Bad baboosh cycle.
Yeah, this isn't a short fight, but it is a halberd check. He
He'll
does
probably
like
be
halberd checks.
He'll probably be around half health by the time Ellie marks, maybe a little bit more.
No way. She's about to finish it now.
Yeah, there's the mark.
Yeah. Let's see if he pivots off here.
So I sniped on Millicent's needle. Okay.
He doesn't seem happy.
Yeah, so now it's decision time for Nartock, right? He doesn't know, like... The good news is, like, the halberd shit, but it is good early game runes still, right?
And he also doesn't know that, too. In his mind, he's like, this could be D-Halb.
Yeah.
I'm already here.
Like, if it's D-Halb, G-Halb, or Banish Knights, it's so worth it.
Definitely. I mean, the 12k runes isn't bad
you
or anything
fucking
either.
bitch.
That is nice. Like, that's enough pretty much to get a Somber +4. And then he has 16k as well, so it's like he'll have a +4 once he finds a weapon, or a +8 or whatever, you know.
Yeah, I also think Ellie probably wanted Millicent's Needle because getting that line blocked, that diag with guards, right? Losing both those early squares, losing both Millicent and Margit would have been really scary.
Since I them, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, Nartock! Oh my god!
Jesus.
Oh, he almost died.
He cursed himself. He said it's been a while since I cheesed him. Oh my!
Check.
Oh, it happens again.
Stop. Die!
Dude,
okay, he does get it.
It's my presence, man. I suck so much at O'Neal that everybody around me just like also sucks at it. It's great.
Shit weapon.
Nexus is noble presence.
Yep.
Yeah, so actually
Ellie's getting Store Seal here.
Yeah, so Ellie's a little bit ahead on like Dectus Prio, but Nartock has Margit dead, which I do think both players will definitely be killing Margit on this board. There's just simply too much capital.
Yeah, they're also going to need to get Dectus, and if Nartock doesn't set that up at some point soon, he might be in trouble if Ellie just decides to push this.
Yeah, because there's actually no reason to go Academy here, right? Other than, I guess, maybe Dupe.
Radon would be better.
Yeah.
On this. There's no way.
So, as a result, very unlikely to see Virgins, and also really no reason to run Makar on this one. There's no tunnels, there's no Magmorm, there's no Dragonheart bosses, there's no Smithing 12. So this is very clearly a Dectus game to me.
I just want to point out, I just noticed that BBK is on this board.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pleased.
I'm glad that one of the best players in the league is so good at board reading that he just notices that his favorite square is on the board.
Okay, it's not my favorite square. It's one of my favorite squares.
Ooh, I thought Ellie jumped early. That
She was
scared me
close.
a little bit. Yeah.
She was on the edge there.
Yeah, one of the
Are we gonna
things
see the Shrimp Balloon tech from Narty?
one of the things I look for is like there's a little drop, like you kind of drop a little bit, and right when that drop is when you jump, and if you do that, you're safe pretty much every time. Yeah. Ellie jumped right before that. You can still make it, but I was worried.
I've been seeing a lot of people like pre-set up the quit out, which I think is really funny.
Yeah.
Like I saw Shaka like just sit on the screen until he landed on the jump.
Yeah. It's funny to me too, like after going back, so like I did that down patched playthrough. After going back, your quit outs are so much faster. Like quitting out there would have never been a problem if not for they actually slowed it twice. They slowed down your menuing twice.
Really?
Yeah. Like in the release day patch, like it's so fast. Like I don't even think I can menu fast enough. Apparently, according to Helios, at some point they slowed it down again. But like, unless you're superhuman, you weren't really gonna notice it. I think players noticed it the most often when they were like upgrading a weapon to plus 25 as fast as possible. But then the DLC they nuked it. Like they made it so slow. Also, Halberd check was Knight Rider's Glaive, so dry weapon seed for Sombers.
Not good unless you are Shaka. And Frenzied Flame Tower is on the board.
True.
We've checked Roundtable, right?
Yeah, Roundtable. It had a really good smithing weapon. Had that rotten battle hammer.
Right.
I think there might have been like the freezing needle or whatever. I think that was the best somber.
Needle. Ellie will never use that in a bingo game again.
It's not good.
Ellie's never using that again.
There was a while where people were trying it way back in the day, because before we even had like a tournament, the initial format that we were running was very strange. It was vanilla wretch start.
Oh.
Yeah. Before, like, this was way back in the day. Like, when I first joined Zero Scratch, that's what they were running. And we saw some players try to make Freezing Needle work because it was vanilla. So if you had, like, Royal Revenant or Incants only, you'd go heal Rev and then get the Freezing Needle. But some players tried to make it work. It's just, like, not good. If you're doing that, you might as well use Ice Rend. Speaking of Ice Rend, we will see Axe check here from Narty.
A sacrificial. Give it to me.
Hand axe. So really dry seed.
Fuck. I was close.
I think katana checks need to start being what you're looking at, right?
Yeah, I think Yura is really strong here because you need to get to fort height anyways for Dectus.
Either that or I would start thinking about killing Tree Scent. Both players have done 2 halberd checks. They were both shit. Tree Scent cannot drop Golden Halberd because of weird weapon randomizer stuff. Like, it's very hard to get vanilla drops except for some instances. I still don't understand why. And neither do our modders. They're trying to figure it out. But
it's wizardry, according to Sai.
Yeah. Sai being one of the modders, but yeah.
The man casted a spell on the mod to make it.
But yeah, like if you get +8 or, obviously dehalb, that would be very strong.
Already picking up the smithing stones. Yeah, I think we will see a Tree Sentinel kill at some point from Nartock if he doesn't find something good.
Yeah.
Like recently he told me a very like heads up play that like I fucking never thought about this shit, dude. He was like, if you're doing weapon checks, just stack on the same weapon type and eventually you will get a good weapon. Don't just like spread out your shit. Like he was like, since all of the halberd checks were bad, just kill Tree Scent, and then he got dehalb and fucked me up. Because I was doing weapon checks until like 40 minutes in. He had dehalb at like minute 20. It was insane.
Yeah. Because with like the overworld weapon checks, you can't get the same weapon twice, right? So you now know that the Knight Rider's Glaive and the Gargoyle Halberd are out of the pool, right? So there's still a lot of bad halberds in the pool, but the odds go up.
Yeah, I mean, you can get dehalb, You can get Banish Knights. You can get Spirit Glaive, the best weapon in the game from Tree Sentinel here.
I mean, honestly, if it's super dry, you could run Commander Standard.
Oh, I hate that weapon.
I don't like it either, but like if it's a super dry board. No. We haven't seen any Katana checks yet. I mean, like Katana checks, like I think at this point, we've seen Greatsword check, we've seen Axe check, we've seen we have seen the Halberd check on the highway and O'Neill. They were all bad, right? So your next spec, Round Table was bad too. So like your next spec checks are like merchants. I like the idea of like you're going up Dectus anyways on this board. There's not necessarily a rush square that you're going for right now. So like progressing all the way to like in checking Bellum Merchant is not a bad shout at all. He only sells like 2 or 3 weapons.
I think he will. I think Nartock is going to check Bellum here. I'd be very surprised if he didn't. He's just running over here for unique status. Ashes of War anyways. You might as well.
Like if I don't have a great somber weapon, sometimes I will, and I know I'm running Dectus, I will check Bellum Merchant anyways. Like if I have like a B tier weapon, I don't know, let's say like Ice Rind or something, I'm like, okay, I could use this, but like maybe Bellum will come through.
Yeah, especially if there's like Kill Remembrance with X weapon. Like I always check Bellum if that's the case, even if I do have a good weapon. Like,
Bellum has Iron Balls. So
ooh, Narty will be fondling with. Never mind.
Fondling his Iron Balls.
Yep. He will be handling his balls the entire match. Hopefully, we will see that. Setting up Dectus here, just getting some map progression. Always a good idea.
Yeah, just like get the Grace at Bellum.
Well, he's going full nuts to butts here. He's getting the Dectus Grace.
Yeah. Or the Grace at Dectus, like either or works. I think especially if you're like trying to figure out like what you're planning, right? Like for if Nartock doesn't know like, okay, what's my next move? Running to a Grace while you're thinking is like a good call rather than just like sitting there and being like, okay, what do I do now? Like do a little running section you're going to have to do at some point anyways, and then think during that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I am a little hyped to see smithing on this board. I think that'll be fun because I know both players. Oh, Ellie gets Iron Balls as well. Yeah, both players really like smithing anyways.
Yeah, so Nartock goes first step. I think he's going to use the balls to kill Tree Scent.
God, I hope it's garbage. I'm praying on this downfall.
Maybe it's okay. No, it might be Katana check first here.
Yeah, I think that's a good play here.
I also think Seaside Ruins is a great Grace because it's really close to that little skip into Weeping. You do have 2 Deathbirds in Weeping on the board. You do have Misbegotten bosses. You have Sacred Flask +6 on the board. You have Dupe Remembrance, Leonine. Like there's a good amount of Weeping on this board. 3 avatars as well.
Yeah,
there's a good amount of Weeping here. So getting Seaside Ruins to set up Weeping for later is strong right now.
There's also just no reason not to get Seaside Ruins, especially if you're going to kill Yura. Yura is the top menace. Like, if you're going to die to an NPC, it's probably going to be Yura.
Yura
or Vare sucks too.
No, D. If people ever run, some psychos run D. D's a menace.
D is so free. No. D is a little baby. I say that, and I'm going to die to him next time I kill him, aren't I?
Now, Iron Balls are not a great NPC weapon, and especially against Yura, because Yura has,
jump heavies, please?
you know, Yura has a long sword, and you have balls.
Yeah, he's got a really long katana. He'll just fuck you up. I think running R2s or running R1s here will be good.
Yeah.
Just kind of run into him and hope he doesn't jump attack you.
Problem is, he does have just enough poise to... he has just enough poise to get out of like the running R1 stagger, and actually his set is really good. If you're looking for like a light roll build while still having armor, his set is one of the best ones you can use actually. When I run, like sometimes if I have to do Melania, I like light roll, I will use his set.
How do you get his set?
From killing in mountaintops. Like if you kill him when he's Shiburiri. You don't get his set here because like in the lore of the game, Shibriri like steals all his shit and like cosplays as him, right?
This guy.
My goat Shibriri.
Serpent
Moonveil calling.
Blade.
I was gonna say Serpent Bone.
Serpent Bone Blade.
I was so close. Yet
Big.
again.
All right, I think we're gonna see Beach Merchant here. Beach Merchant's good. Beach Merchant sells a lot of weapons. If Beach Merchant doesn't hit, I guarantee you Nartock will hit 3 cent.
Yeah, Beach Merchant's good. 3 weapon checks is nice.
This is a really tough weapon seed, especially we've had some really strong ones recently. Like we had the 1 seed earlier where players started with Steeple, and then there was Dragon Halberd from Treecent and Dragon Hunters in Round Table.
Dragon Scale in Round Table in my game yesterday.
Yeah,
actually just nothing. Yeah. Holy shit, this weapon seed. Nardi is not pleased. Ellie's setting up deck this year. She got Physic as well, I think.
Yeah.
She's going to be checking Mistwood Merchant. Mistwood has 2 weapon checks? I think.
2 or 3.
Yeah,
I always forget the exact numbers.
It's definitely not 3. I think Beach Merchant has the most at 3.
Yeah.
So I think it's 2.
It's part of the poorly folded bandana is part of Nexus's aesthetic.
Listen, I mean, I've never done it before in my life, buddy.
Okay, look at his tie over the collar.
It's tech, it's style.
Yeah.
He's hating. I'm just a fashion.
Yeah, great katana there.
Ooh, great katana.
I mean, good smithing weapons. We've seen 3 really good smithing weapons.
Yeah.
Great katana, iron balls, and rotten battle hammer, but nothing for Sombers.
Unfortunately, there is no reason to do. Well, I guess now there's a reason.
Yeah, I mean, now like you might start thinking smithing, but like this board. If I'm looking at the board, I'm like, okay, I do not want to run smithing on this board.
Yeah, there's just nothing. I think Tree Sentinel will get like disintegrated by balls.
Yeah,
I don't think it's a bad. Oh, Nardi's doing Mistwood as well. He is going to be. Actually, he might be happy with Great Katana. I think he likes Great Katana quite a bit. He is not. Never mind. He is not happy.
Yeah.
He's not a happy boy.
Now, I know Ellie does like smithing route a lot more. Like, Ellie's one of the... I think there are, like, Ellie really likes smithing route. Durf really likes smithing route. Like, there are some players who really like smithing route and will be happy to run it, even on boards where it's suboptimal. And Ellie is one of those players. So I don't think she's as devastated by the checks as Nartock is. Nartock is a player who does like to continue to do checks just for Sombers. Ellie will do like her routing checks, and then if she has a good smithing weapon, just say fuck it, I'm gonna stop doing checks and I'm gonna go get I'm just gonna upgrade my smithing. And Nartock will kill Treecent here. This is just for the check.
Okay. Let's see. So Gargoyle Halberd and Night Rider's Glaive are out of the pool. What other dog shit can you get? Normal Halberd.
The other Gargoyle's Halberd, Lucerne, normal Halberd, Loretta's Poop Stick, Spirit Glaive.
Right.
Like, there's still a lot of bad ones. Commander Standard is the, like, I would think about Commander Standard at this point. I hate it, but I'd think about it.
Yeah. I am guessing it's going to be Halberd. Just normal Halberd. That's my prediction.
Yeah, and Ellie's just continuing to just be like, you know what, I'm just gonna do squares, like get checks along the way, because she's doing she's doing the status effect Ashes of War, and while Nartock is more so going hard for his check.
I mean, status also blocks both of Nartock's lines as well.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't hate that play. It's good map progression as well. She's also going to be going to deck to Altus right now, which is good.
Yeah, I mean, if you're already in Altus this early, like, screw it. Just grab the smithing bell bearings.
Give it to me. Give me normal Halberd.
Gargoyle's Halberd regular.
Wow, this seed sucks. All right.
Black Axe. Gargoyle's Black Axe.
Dude, he is not a happy boy.
No, not at all. And this is why Ellie likes to just say like she'll continue to do checks along the way, but it's like it's why she likes to say fuck it, I'm just gonna run smithing, because it gets to a point where it's like more consistent, right? Like you do the good checks, and then instead of like at this point, Nartock's like the good checks are pretty much exhausted. Now he's just playing the lottery at this point. So you can either continue to play the lottery or just go smithing. Yeah, he also could do. There are 2 axe checks in Stormveil, because he could do the axe check by Scion, and then if he's really desperate, he could kill Nefeli. Also, there's status effect Ashes of War for Ellie.
There we go. Yeah, that's the corner.
Ellie's in a really nice spot here, actually.
Yeah, she has Altus all to herself. The only issue is that she has no smithing stones, so she's going to just be sitting at +0.
I mean, at this point, I'd start to just think bell bearings, honestly.
I mean, there's not
Beach
really
Merchant.
a reason. Which merchant?
Beach Merchant, Warhawk Talon, or not Beach, Lake Merchant, Liurnia Beach. I call him Beach Merchant too. Little lakeside beach.
Right.
Merchant.
Yeah. At least setting up
a Gracier for full grown.
Yeah, for full grown. Okay, that's interesting. I guess I mean, yeah, this sets up Magnus as well, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see Ellie check the Altus Bridge Merchant.
Yeah, Ellie still has not checked Round Table, actually.
She's going to be very disappointed. There's nothing.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Rotten Hammer is good, but I would like Great Katana over that, I think.
Yeah, I think I would take Great Katana over that. I actually think balls are the worst of the 3 weapons, though, which is very strange to say.
Yeah,
the reason why I feel that way is because of no status. Like, with just standard iron balls, like, it's kind of not ideal to run status. Like, you might be better off, because they're just damage output so high, you might be better off with balls just going heavy.
You know, I actually might take it back. I think the hammer might be pretty strong on this board, because BBK and Gargs are both resistant to slash
and full grown rods.
Yeah, exactly. So I actually think the hammer might be the play.
Yeah,
Frost Rot here could be really strong.
Okay, Ellie's also going to kill Yura here. So Ellie's doing the same checks that Nartock was doing just a minute ago.
Yeah. Nartock's going to be getting... Oh, he's leveling the balls.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's a play. He got it up to +6, I think that was.
Blade.
Yeah, Serpent Bone's just not ideal at all.
Yeah.
Choosing the single status weapon over a double status weapon feels a little bit insane to me.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just really comfortable with the ball's moveset, but I mean that could just be it, right? Like it's all feely shit.
Also, well, on this board, outside of Dung Eater, the big kills don't bleed.
Mm-hmm.
Ellie might just go and do like... It's weird because Leonine's in a weird spot. Like, even though it is a diag, like at this point, right? Like when we evaluate a board, like we say diags are more valuable, but obviously as squares get marked, the positional value of squares changes. Leonine is double blocked, right? In the sense that like the top left to bottom right diag and row 5 is blocked, but it's a square and also indicates a lot of like weeping prio.
This is the jump again. Ellie. There we go.
Yeah. I actually like this a lot though from Ellie, because like Ellie's just saying screw it, I'm just gonna go get squares. Like she's going to get Sacred Flask +6. She's like, this weapon seed sucks. I'm just gonna route around, like get my map set up, like do the squares that I can do without having to kill anything. Yeah, I like this a lot. It's strong. Also, it allows you to see, like with the map progression type of squares, it allows you to see what your opponent's doing while also still like putting herself in a spot to be successful. Because she has everything progressed now. She has some Kaled, she has Weeping, she has Altus, right?
Yeah, she's been everywhere.
You know, the only thing that sucks is she doesn't have a weapon, but at least in terms of map, right? Overall, no matter what Nartock's play here is, she's in a position to respond.
Nartock not edging the tip. He's getting punished for it. There we go.
Also, Leonine's a colossal check. Like, there are some good colossal greatswords.
It's true. Unfortunately, no Fire Knight's greatsword, but you know. I just realized how little Vig Nartock has. It's pretty funny. What is that? Is that like 10?
Strump, no anvil hammer. I'm sorry. Colossal swords and colossal weapons are two separate classes. I know it's your favorite weapon, Strump. And there's
Anvil
plus
hammer?
6. There's plus 6 from Ellie.
Damn. Yeah, she's schmoovin'. She's doing the pickup squares at this point. She has the charge attack tier, which is kind of cool. I don't know how good that is with Great Katana.
It's good with balls. It's very good with balls. Like balls are so strong if you get them set up. Like if I get normal balls, like I really would consider, this is also probably like the no-hit runner in me. Like I would consider just sacking the status thing and just saying, you know what, I'm gonna get charge attack tier. I might even get axe talisman. I'm gonna put heavy on these things and I'm just gonna go to work, right? Because the base damage is absurd.
Heavy on them. You'd get the wet blade.
I mean, you could do other like you could get Crag by Radon.
Does that just have heavy on it by base?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, I've actually never seen somebody get Crag Blade in a bingo game, so that'd be cool.
Yeah, it's also because of the board too. Like status just doesn't do much for you.
Yeah, I mean, we have Sewer Mode, Garg.
Yeah, like there are 4 big kills on this board. Well, I guess 5 if you count the menace that is Dung Eater. But 4 of them do not status. At least Falling Star, full grown only rots. Sewer Mode, no status. Both Gargs and BBK, no status. Full grown, you can rot them, but that's it, right? So it's like, why do I need status? For Erdtree avatars, don't bleed.
You need it for Leonin. God,
yeah, you like Erdtree avatars don't bleed, right? Like,
yeah, there really is no reason.
Like the only reason to run Great Katana is for like Magnus and Dung.
Which even then, methinks Rotten Hammer would be equally as good.
Yeah, and Ellie's actually done a good job of routing her smithing stones. I think I saw she has all her 1s. She's missing a few 2s, and then she's in Altus, so just go grab the bell bearing. She needs 6 more 2s.
10 1s. Big.
That's big.
Big.
Yeah, and players only need, if you're not familiar, the smithing stone cost is slightly reduced from base game. So instead of being in base game to go for like +1, +2, +3, it is 2, 4, 6, right? Which leads to a total of 12 smithing stones to go from for each level. In this, it is 3, 3, 3. So even though actually the first level does cost slightly more, it's only 9 to go from +0 to +3. Which I always thought that was weird, but like I talked with like a modder back in the day, and it's just a lot more complicated. Like you could make the cost 2, 3, 4, right? Because that's still 9, but apparently it's just a lot more complicated modding wise, and also like, does it really matter? Sense. Not really.
Not too much. Nartock got a grace that's closer to Exaltation, just in case he needs to block that line. I think he's a coward, and I think he should just do BBK right now, but I don't hate the play.
We might even see the rare Altus Merchant check.
I saw Death's Poker in him yesterday, so, I mean...
He had DP deep inside him, say less.
Yep, yes sir.
Thank God my mom's not watching.
Did you just check?
Yep. My parents watch they tune into the bingo broadcast randomly. They don't watch my normal streams, but they'll tune into the bingo broadcast. Yeah, I was talking to my parents yesterday. Apparently my dad is with my uncle right now. Like my parents are with my uncle right now. And apparently they were watching my broadcast and my dad was trying to explain like what I'm doing to my uncle.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Yeah.
I really hope Nartock was on commentary when that was happening.
No, it was the game with graphic. It was the Snowy Mayor one. So thank God I wasn't that unhinged. It was when I was slowly dying.
That's so funny.
All right, here's Eleonora from Nartock.
With iron balls. This might suck.
It will suck.
Yeah, he's just gonna get full comboed and then blasted.
Because the damage on these things, like when you put cold on these on the ball, when you put cold on the balls, also like the damage is not great. Like, so the weird thing about balls, like the motion values and stuff of them are very weird. So even though the actual AR looks low, like it means a lot. Like 5 points of AR on balls is a significant margin. With most weapons, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, this is just gonna suck. Oh no, the dog!
Oh,
Okay, he got the dog dead.
Yeah, Ellie's going Magnus, and she also has Misbegotten set up.
Yeah. This is not a great spot for Nartock.
No, not at all. Ellie's doing really well.
I mean, yeah, Ellie's up 4-2 right now. She's doing insanely well.
Balls were at Bellum Merchant, and Great Katana was Mistwood Merchant. There's been good smithing weapons, but literally no Somber. Like the best Somber is we've seen a lot of checks. The best Somber we've seen is Freezing Needle.
Yeah, which sucks. As seen from Ellie's past game in the qualifier where she used Frozen Needle and it was horrible.
And Ellie's going Magnus here, and this is, you know, on these NPCs,
good.
On the NPCs going Great Katana over balls will pay off a lot, as you can see with Nartock here.
Gonna try and initiate my caster curse here. It looks like Nartock is getting Eleanor really low.
Oh god.
I don't think he dies here. It's impossible. Fuck! No, wait.
Totally unbiased, by the way. All right, Nartock gets that down.
I'm just trying to lose my caster curse virginity, okay? Can you blame me?
And Ellie gets down Magnus.
There we go. That's a great play, too, because that sets up column 5 and puts a threat on the Diag as well. Of which she has Prio on Misbegotten and Leonin and Deathbirds.
Yeah. No, Nartock
so that is scary.
Rambler, Nartock just picked balls over them, which I think, given the, like, there are some NPC kills on this board, which they're going to suck for the NPCs, but if you look at the big kills, like, you don't need status. Balls are better for BBK. Balls are better
he's doing it.
Doing what?
He's doing the Perfumer Misbegotten Catacomb, it looks like. I think. No, he's doing Exaltation. Never mind.
Yeah.
I saw him buy Stone Sword Keys, and I got a little chub.
Ellie might be going Radon here.
I don't hate that.
Doing Radon would set up Gargs. It would allow her to get 30 int, which she does have cold affinity, so that would scale well. Also, she could dupe that Remembrance. She already has Weeping. And with that extra money, you know, there's actually a lot of eco squares on the board.
She can get sorceries. She might just bingo Nartock.
Yeah, we have sorceries. We have sorceries, incants, and 30 int.
This is not a good position for Nartock at all. Yeah, he could just get bingoed here.
No, Nartock's in a really bad spot.
I completely agree, Rambler.
I disagree, but also that's because I really like my balls.
I just...
But it's weird.
I don't want to keep saying it. Rotten Battlehammer.
It's actually weird. Like now that I'm thinking about it, the number like balls are a very like no hit runner thing, right? Because as weird as it sounds, like they are kind of skill based in the sense that like you need to get used to the hit, like having no range,
absolutely.
and also like certain bosses that have a concave hitbox, right? You can whiff a lot. The best example is Godric, right?
Yeah.
If you
Avatars as well.
Yeah, like if you fight Godric and you try to hit him head on with balls, you will just whiff. Like you have to get to the leg. And the reason why I mentioned that's weird is because back when we first started Elden Squares, like half the players were no-hit runners. Now, in terms of players in the league, in the like Golden Order with a no-hit run under their belt, like Durf is a big no-hit runner.
I've never no-hit the game.
Dino's done a no-hit run. I think Ginger has. Ratty has. I don't know if Sirius has.
No, Ratty hasn't. Ratty's PB is like 1 or 2.
No, Ratty did finish it.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh shit, never mind then.
Shura is a big no-hit runner, but like a lot of the players are not no-hit runners anymore.
My bad. Dragging the average down. Not cool enough to do that. Tried the Shaka route once. Nope.
Ellie here going back to Seaside Ruins. Maybe thinking misbegotten bosses?
I think she's just setting up the column. Just prepping everything so she can just like beeline it. I think once she sees Exaltation marked, I think she'll just go for it. Because Exaltation blocks row 2, which is a good block, but I feel like... Actually, I think Exaltation's a good play from Nartock, but like, I am scared of column 5. He gets it. Very clean fight from Nartock.
Yeah, he has 18k. He could start to think about sorceries. I will say though, if Ellie is okay, no, she's going Leonine, right? Because I think with misbegotten bosses, even if that's like you open with Leonine, opening with Leonine, I think is the way to go, because you get the square and you like claim prio. I know players like to get the double mark because it's sexy, right? Like popping 2 squares at once always feels good.
It's always a good feeling.
I don't think it's worth it.
Nartock is going weeping here. So he sees the threat, he understands it, and he's going to try and block it.
I mean, Ellie's so far ahead though. She could greed for the first Deathbird kill, then kill Leonine.
Definitely.
I don't know if she will, because that's kind of bold.
I hope she does Weeping Merchant check and is just like Dragon Halberd. That'd be funny.
Oh, she sets up Leonine and then goes Radahn.
Mm.
That's a mistake. I think this is the first mistake for Ellie. Like, it's also hard to know, right? Because players typically don't like to go for Leonine under 1 hour, which I think is a mistake.
With the amount of synergies that Leonine has on this board, I think that's a mistake. Yeah, I agree. Lord's Horn.
She pulls out Lord's Horn because she has Rot Breach, so she's gonna Rot Radahn and then switch to Great Katana. Since she has Cold Affinity on her Great Katana, she cannot apply Grease to it. If you have any elemental affinity on a weapon, you cannot apply Grease. That is another reason though why like quality, keen, and heavy are so good, because you can grease weapons with quality, keen, and heavy attunement. But anything that has an elemental, so like fire, holy, or a status effect, no grease.
Yeah, Narty just looking like he's pushing Leon in here.
Yeah, I think this still works well for Ellie, because Ellie can get these eco squares and also push capital, right? Like it progresses towards capital, which there are 3 different capital squares on the board.
Mm-hmm.
We will see Radahn here from Ellie, though.
This is really big from Nartock, because Leonin will help block both of Ellie's really scary lines. Radahn is actually... He's weak to Rot, right?
Yeah, Melania made sure to take care of that.
Right.
Fucking nuked his ass. And the rest of Caleb.
True. Summon Okina as well. Love to see that.
Ellie gets hit there, but her +6 flash will heal her up fully.
Yeah, this flash.
And she has enough health to take a shot. Now, I am a little concerned. I think after the Cragblade buff, it might be really close as to whether or not she's one shot.
Okina instantly resetting the Frost before he dies. That's big.
And this could be a one cycle. This is almost going to be a one cycle.
It almost is. Shout out the GOAT.
And gets another Frost there thanks to Okina.
Okina the GOAT.
Yeah, Okina also does bleed too, which is great for Ellie because she has bleed on her weapon. Stacking bleed.
Close. Do you think getting the riposte there was a mistake instead of just wanting to get status?
No, because riposts do big status damage, not quite as much, but like it was also a last frame riposte, and she got a frost off that. Very nicely done by Ellie there.
Very nice, very clean.
She might just go 30 in and then can dupe the remembrance. Even after duping, she'll have plenty of runes to still go for sorceries and incants.
Yeah, definitely. She can really just pick up all the eco squares here. She has pretty much everything prepped.
I mean, if she does if she gets all 3 eco squares and with capital prio, she only needs 2 other squares.
Please.
Because there's 3 eco squares, 3 capital squares. That would put her at 11.
Yeah.
Might have sniped on this.
Clean Morn skip. Nice.
Yeah, and Ellie's just going to go ahead and dupe right now. Actually, there's 4 eco squares. Well, there's dupe.
Oh yeah, there's incans. Right. Yeah, there's 4 eco squares. Can she get? I think she can. Can she get all 4? It depends on what like int level she is.
Yeah.
Like, what level she is, obviously.
I mean,
but, like,
because Radahn's rune is 40k, so she gets 70k from killing Radahn. Then between the 2 remembrances,
150k.
That's 100. Yeah, it's 150k.
That's a lot of money. Because what? It's like 36-ish k for sorceries.
Yeah, between sorceries and incants, it's probably going to be looking around.
It's gonna be about like 80.
I think now.
Incants is expensive. It depends which prayer book she gets, but like
sorceries are cheaper though. So
nice, that's good.
Oh, Ellie, if you're watching this in post, you have to use the charge R2s on the fist. Yeah. Okay, there she goes.
She knows.
Are you?
You got it.
What is happening?
I think she was trying to just hit that one rock. What are those?
They're little ghost skulls. They're skulls.
Oh, right. Okay.
Because it's a mausoleum, right? There's the skulls of the damned.
Okay. Okay.
There we go. My God.
I like the theming.
Nartock looks like he is gonna go for Misbegotten. Just finish that up.
Yeah, those 2 blocks will be huge.
Yeah.
I think he might. No, I don't think he pivots off. You want Misbegotten here? I was gonna say once you see this mark here, but no, I think he needs to get this.
Ellie's gonna go Deathbirds though, which I think is a great call.
Yeah, that really just shuts down the board for Nartock, right? That'll be his last bingo line.
And also because Nartock did Leonine, right? You should be ahead on eco squares, so you don't need to worry about that right now. Yeah. She might just sit here and level 30 int. Yeah, I think she will.
160k runes.
She only started with 7 int, so she has
how many runes left does she have?
Only like 25k, so that's actually not a lot.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah, that 7 int starting is rough.
Yeah, that's insane. So she's leveled quite a bit, I guess. A lot more than I thought she had.
Yeah, that's also not going to be great too because a lot less Vig than she would want. Like, she already has significantly less health than Nartock. And when you talk about like, I mean, Sewer Mug you can no hit, but like, you know, if you're Nexus, you no hit BBK. But like for full grown Gargs and BBK, you typically want a bit of health.
Specifically Gargs. That fight is just so inconsistent and bad. Like, I don't think there's anybody who can say they can consistently no hit Valiant Gargs. That just feels impossible. Snowy's right. Dung Eater as well. Definitely. Dung Eater's a tanky little bitch. Nartock cleaned up. Misbegotten bosses.
Yep.
Pretty decent damage actually against the Deathbird. I guess it's the Weeping one.
That, like, bro.
Well, it's only +7.
Deathbird, I call you for aid.
The 30 int is saving her ass, but they are magic resistant.
Oh, right, because it's cold, it scales off it.
Yeah.
Oh, hello. There you are.
And they don't frost or bleed,
Yeah,
so
that's true.
really a horrible weapon for Deathbirds, but it is the Weeping Deathbirds, so
It's getting there. Yeah, you know, it's getting the job done, right? Not doing the Altus Deathbird. Kidding.
no Altus Deathbird. Yeah, the one with the snails everywhere. Yeah. All right, Nartock's going sorceries.
Okay. I don't think he has enough runes to just outright purchase them all.
It'll be close though. If he has any runes in his pocket, plus we'll get a couple K from killing.
The Pumpkinhead.
Yeah, like he's close.
fair.
Sorceries are a lot cheaper than incants.
He might not have popped the... did he pop the golden rune from Feroth?
I don't know. I don't know. If he has any runes in his pocket, he should be able to afford it.
Yeah.
He might even hit this graveyard here just to really scrounge up runes.
It's like ones
Besides
and
not
threes
to.
here, right?
Yeah, it's not much. It's like a couple grand, from,
Yeah.
maybe 2-3 grand from the entire graveyard. But
Hey, but that
if
might be
you're
enough,
really
right?
desperate for the square, yeah.
Ooh, grab instantly. That's a good move.
Now this
Only gets hit, but
Deathbird,
takes no damage.
this Deathbird, you actually do want to go fast to get.
Yeah.
No.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah, that low vig really coming into play here. I mean, she'll get the square, right?
I mean,
Like,
it's
Nartock isn't
it's not the end of the
contesting
world, but dying to the Limgrave Deathbird an hour into the game is just pretty shocking,
it.
right?
That's Grace, I guess. Oh, that's
I mean, how much vig
criminal.
is that? That looks like it's like 16 or 15, maybe.
Let's see if Nartock can afford. Oh, also Nartock did start with one sorcery.
Oh,
He started
sweet.
with Unseen Blade.
Oh, that isn't? Okay. Comet!
Yeah, he has plenty of money, but he still needs one more.
One more sorcery.
You know.
Yeah, gonna just go to get what is normally Rock Sling.
Interesting.
Yeah, okay. Which one's faster? The sorcery in Celia or this one?
If you have Tops Grace, then top. Like, it's honestly doesn't really matter. I think if you have Tops Grace, probably Tops, but it's pretty quick. He also has Inner Aeonia because he set up from O'Neill.
Oh, right.
I'm gonna say it's nighttime, right?
The biggest thing here is Ellie has
There it
one
is.
Shard
Sorcery.
Bearer dead.
Yeah. That might be a little bit of an issue. I mean, this is a really good game so far. 7-7.
Yeah, Nartock is gonna go for incants too. He's gonna kill. He's gonna synergize avatars with this one in Dragon.
Oh my
He's gonna
God,
kill
this
this
boss
Dragon
is
Barrow
so
avatar.
buggy.
So this will give him a ton of
What is
runes for
this?
incants and be one of his 3 avatars.
Yeah.
I like this a lot. I'm just concerned about Nartock's late game development. He's better set up character wise because of the health, but like the capital squares concern me.
There's the Deathbird. Nice.
No, he actually skips the avatar. He's going for BBK.
My man.
Ellie's now looking at incants though.
Nah, he's gonna kill Grail for the Dragonheart and then use the Dragonheart for an incant.
Ellie's gonna go kill Margit here to progress capital and give her extra runes for incants. She also will need 1 prayer book, so she could get. She has a few options.
Yeah, she get the one in there.
She could do the. Yeah, it depends how many Stone Sword keys you have. If you have plenty of Stone Sword keys, you can just get Black Knife prayer book and Round Table.
That one is 3, right?
Yeah, it is 3 because you have to open
That's
the first
expensive.
door, which is 1, and the second door, which is 2.
Yeah, it's expensive.
That being said, you don't need Stone Sword keys for anything else on this board. All right, Ellie's gonna
Yeah,
fight
the only
Margit.
issue is that that's so expensive. It's like 12.
Nartock needs to be careful running to get the Grace here. I've seen no, he's going straight for this. All right.
Oh
Nartock,
my
grab
god.
the Grace.
I wouldn't do this. What the? Okay, interesting play, especially with
also
Iron
t-
Balls, which you can.
I would
oh my
also
God,
take
that-
I would also take Hoarfrost off the balls because his damage is going to be a lot worse with Hoarfrost. and this guy does not frost. All right, Ellie kills Margit there.
I respect the hell out of this play, but like,
Yeah, because he can.
God,
like,
is it scary.
Yeah.
He doesn't get the riposte either. He went too greedy. Can't get 2 hits right there. Oof. Good dodge. This damage is not fantastic.
Yeah, it's like the cold really hurts it. Like you want.
Oh, the shitty attack.
You want just standard, right? Like I would switch.
I hate that attack so much.
I think even if you have to go back to round table, I do believe it would save enough time to switch. Plus, it's just more comfy.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Ellie is buying the Stone Sword keys.
Okay. Only one? Look like?
She might have
Probably.
had some already.
Okay. Ooh.
Damage is bad, man.
This is the charge heavy. Bringing him over to the little gremlin area. That's always scary. Nartock going to fight him over here. That is not...
Yeah, because there's the little. You can see the imp on the left side of his
Yeah, you
character.
see the little goblins. They will join the fight if you're over here.
Yeah, and that would be disaster because he doesn't even. Keep in mind, not only does he not have the most health in the world, but he doesn't have a grace.
Yeah, he has no grace.
Didn't even grab the grace after Bridge Grail.
That
Which I
looks
think
like...
if you want to go straight up, at least grab the Bridge Grail grace, right?
Yeah, for sure. And it looks like that imp might join the fight just from like where he was just now.
He's looking
Like,
over. He just checked. It's hard to see because of the camera, but I think he's good.
That's so scary, man. Good stagger.
How fucking long
clean
is this
fight
fight,
so
man?
far.
Jesus Christ.
Meanwhile, not only can Ellie get incants, but she's also going to be pushing deeper into Altus, which is good for her.
Yeah. He really needs to
Ellie's
start.
done a fantastic
Yeah.
job of routing this game. Like, everything has been really synergistic and strong.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I really hope she's happy with how she's playing right now. She is playing really well.
Yeah.
Bro.
Minus the Deathbird.
Yeah, I mean, the Deathbird death, but, like, this is one of the best games
That's
I think I've ever seen her play, right? Like, you can tell Nartock is up against it, right? Because Nartock, as good as he is, does not like to, like...
Oh.
I know Nartock, like, he is a safety player, right? Like, he would like to grab this grace, but he really feels under pressure.
Really clean fight from Nartock. This
That's
should be
incants from
it.
Ellie.
One more hit to go. Yeah, incants from Ellie. Ellie's up 2
And
squares now.
Nartock's pissed about that.
Nartock is still down 1. Yeah, Ellie's square pace is really impressive. 9 squares at an hour and 4 minutes in.
You know, and the other thing too, I forgot to mention earlier, Ellie has got having Radahn dead is really nice for larval tiers. With 4, when it's 4 larval tiers instead of 3, the above ground larval tier route becomes really hard to do. So as a result, you want Mimic because you can get 2 larval tiers right before Mimic, and then Mimic drops 2 himself, and that's all 4.
Holy shit! If she just gets 1 more square and goes capital, she just wins. Ooh, okay. Especially since she also has full grown setup as well because she has the Bridge of Iniquity. Grid.
Yeah, she might just go capital now.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to assume that Nartock has at least a remembrance.
Oh,
dead
and
by
there's
now.
the line. Holy shit, we've totally missed the line. We're column 4.
Yeah, she's just going capital then.
Yeah.
She might just win by bingo.
Yeah, she still has to kill Godric, but
That's
she
Nartock
has
to
Margit
kill 2
dead.
remembrances, and he doesn't
Yeah.
have. Oh, does Ellie have Margit dead?
yeah, she killed Margit right before doing incants for money.
Okay, that's smart. That's smart.
She's also going to go ahead and grab the Smithing Stone Bellbearing 2 here, which I think is totally acceptable.
That's totally fine. Yeah. Plus 12 GK is going to be great. No pun intended.
This race will be fairly close once she grabs, because she's. So Nartock also has Margit dead. Their Stormveil progress is equal. Nartock is killing Radahn now. Ellie's doing. Nartock has Altus and he's.
Yeah, he did Exaltation.
Yeah. Their Altus progress is pretty similar. The biggest reason why Ellie's ahead is that she has.
Radahn dead.
Radahn dead. And Nartock is.
He's pushing it.
Yeah.
Ellie is also going to have the weapon advantage as well, as she's going to have plus 12 here in a second.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Nartock is at plus 7.
I do understand the argument from Snowy about going larval tiers, but like honestly, I think you just push the line.
I think pushing the line is totally fine.
And Nartock showed like this is gamesmanship, right? But like Nartock showed a tendency against Shura to, and like I will do this too, where it's like. Sometimes I know if I go for all in for a block, like I might be lost anyways, right? So I kind of just ignore it and hope that my opponent doesn't go for it. Yeah, Dung could be a problem, but she will. I bet she does Sewer Moog first.
I think you do Sewer Moog.
I mean, she's gonna get.
Here.
She will have to pay to upgrade her weapon, but between Sewer Moog, DTS, like she won't get a ton of health because of 30 int. But between Sewer Moog, DTS, Godric, and the Remembrance, she's gonna have some money into health. She shouldn't be one shot, but it's still not great. We'll go check in with Nartock here.
I wonder if Ellie gets Moog Shackle before killing Moog, since Shackles is on the board as well.
Honestly, I feel like Sewer Moog Shackle doesn't do a ton.
The reason I say that is because it's just another square.
It's just not the important square, though. Like, I think if you're for me, if you're going for a line, you go for a line, right? Like, you don't. I've seen a lot of times players half-ass, like 80% in on the line, but 20% play for majority, and then they don't get for the line, and then they lose majority too.
If
right?
you're Ellie, do you expect to get Dung Eater here, though?
Maybe.
I feel like it's fine to assume that, but like just based on the vig that she's at right now, I mean, you said that she'll get.
She has great katana though, like, and she's gonna have a little bit of health, right?
Do you think it's possible that Dung Eater can poise the great katana like R1's?
No, because Solitude
has
doesn't.
A lot of
Solitude doesn't though. And Solitude's armor set is heavier.
Okay. Yeah, that's just what I would be most scared of. Dung Eater's a menace.
Ellie won dupe with Radahn, right? Like, I would be pretty confident I'm ahead on Capital.
Okay, that's Radahn dead for Nartock.
Yeah, very nice Radahn kill from Nartock.
Whatever.
I like how
Wait, BBK dropped Dragon Halberd, I think. That's so funny.
Oh, I guess I could agree with that.
That's really good for Dung. I would rather have a +4 Dragon Halberd for Dung than any, like, even +12 balls.
No, I got greedy and dumb.
Yeah. 1000%. Balls suck so much for NPCs. And D-Halb does not suck. Yeah, it looks like he's going to be leveling it. That's so funny, actually. Dude.
I've had him draw. I had a practice game where he dropped D-Halb and Alabaster.
That's so funny. I've gotten Steeple from him before, which is like always hilarious.
Nartock cannot afford to go larval tiers. If Nartock goes larval tiers, he loses.
He just loses.
Company, my God.
It looks like he is
going for it.
Oh my God, he might just lose here then. It might just be over.
Well, that's assuming Ellie rushes it, but it also
there's no way.
The problem is by Nartock doing larval tiers, when Nartock marks larval tiers, if I'm Ellie, that signals to me, fuck it, rush cap, like just full send send to Capital. Like, don't think, just get the squares.
Ellie's gonna be leveling up her Great Katana here to +12.
Yeah, like if I'm Ellie and I see Dung and I see larval tiers right now, I say, okay, he has Radahn dead, but I probably have a lead on Capital. I'm full sending it. I either win with Capital or I lose with Capital, but this is my play. And she is going capital.
Yeah, I think that's a good play. Nartock is just
This has been an insane match.
Calling the wrong bluff.
Ellie's mind games today have been on point, right? Like the early call to go Millicent, or to go Needle, even after Nartock marked Invader, was so smart given the weapon class, like given the starting classes, the fact that Nartock clearly started with the parry shield. Then like the way that the biggest difference was the way that Ellie was able to synergize squares into her like map. Like she was able to get squares, map development, and continue to do weapon checks as well as get smithing stones all at the same time, right? And Nartock was just not as efficient in his routing, and that's what really cost him, right? I mean, obviously,
Ellie's been playing out of her mind today.
Like you could make the argument, right? Like maybe that works out for Nartock if the check hits, right? But it didn't, and that's all that matters, right?
Yeah, Ellie took the Great Katana and just was like, fuck it, I'm using this. She didn't really continue to do as many checks as Nartock
And
did.
honestly, she did very similar amount of checks. Like she missed a few merchants and tree scent, but like otherwise she just routed in her checks better, right? Than Nartock did. Nartock was so committed to getting a weapon that he forgot to realize that like, hey, I can get Sacred Flask +6 while doing weapon checks. I can get status effect Ashes of War while doing weapon checks. He just full sent the checks.
Mimic tier here. Giving him the Mariah's Executioner. Yeah, that's true. Nartock missed a larval tier. Is he might mismark this, which would be devastating. BTS fight.
Die eine da vergessen, Idiot.
Joined here for funsies.
Okay, no, he didn't
isn't
mark
marking it.
Yeah, he realized he forgot it. Yeah.
He realized he forgot it. I thought he was going to be setting it up. No, he's going back for it. This just feels like...
And
I
Ellie
think he
knows
really had a chance.
Ellie's gonna have DTS down by the time he marks larval tiers, or basically down.
As soon as he marks larval tiers, she's pushing this line, and she will win. She gets it. Unless she like has a catastrophic skill issue against Moog, which I don't see happening. I am like so happy if I'm Ellie right now. Yeah, we're gonna need some skill issues from Ellie for Nartock to even have a chance of coming back.
Yeah. Nartock still has to kill Godric, DTS, and stop this line.
And just run there, too. I don't think he's even been up to, like, that part of Altus yet.
Yeah, I know. He had a bit more Altus development than Ellie early game. I can't remember exactly how deep he's been, though.
Yeah, I don't think he's been too deep.
If Nartock goes down here today, this will be the second time in a row we've seen Nartock ignore a line and it kill him. Because the same thing happened against Shura, right?
Yeah.
Also, like, look, it puts Nartock in a spot that I don't think he expected to be in coming into the league, right?
This is the shit that he does, though. This is the same thing that happened to him in Rookie Rumble, right? Like, he barely qualified and then he won.
Yeah, or like, yeah, he was a mid seed in the playoffs, right? He was like a 6 seed or whatever, right? And won the whole thing. Hell, he's going South Raya? Why?
Did she not trust the line? That's a mistake. Stocko, that's so funny. That's how you know it's real. He knows he's fucked. Where is he going? Or where is
She's going Avatar. She doesn't trust this line.
She doesn't trust the line after he got Marvel Tears? Okay.
This is a huge mistake.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the biggest mistake we've seen Ellie make today.
Yeah. I mean, if Ellie doesn't win this game, this is why.
She definitely can't get all of avatars before Nartock gets to a capital square. Maybe she can, if she... Okay, I think she can kill this one and then pivot to get the last two and then get it still. So maybe she's just prepping just in case she gets sniped.
Vig is not the reason why she's doing this. Vig is not...
There's no way.
Yeah, Vig is not the reason why.
No, there's no way at all. I think she thinks she has a massive lead because of larval tears. But just in case she doesn't, she wants to prep something else.
I'm saying Ellie should trust column 4. Like, just send the line. Like, she doesn't believe that she's going to get it clearly because she's prepping
Nartock is
avatars.
dying to Godric because he's just rushing so much. He doesn't think he has time to heal. Yeah, his flasks are so bad. +1.
I mean, there is the capital avatar. I'm not sure if she's trying to greed for that, but just trust the line. Like, this is what I mean when it's like these half sends on a line. Like, if you're going for a line, fucking go for it. Like, go all in. Right? Because by half-assing a line is how you don't get the line, right?
Yeah. If she was gonna do an avatar, she should have done the capital avatar instead of this one.
Well, I think the idea is to do capital avatar as the third. Because she's gonna go weeping here.
Yeah, that doesn't feel like a good play at all.
Yeah, because Nartock's gonna beat...
He's gonna beat
the thing
her
is,
to capital.
Nartock... I mean, this still might work out for Ellie, because Ellie will get larval tears, but now the likelihood that they split these capital squares is a lot higher, right?
Yeah, I don't know. That's just so risky for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, the bingo line just gives you the win. Why would you play for majority?
Because also, even if she gets larval tears, if she loses the sewer squares 2-1, right? If Nartock gets shackles and then one of Dung Eater or Sewer Moog, then Nartock is in a great spot, because that puts him at 11. He has prio on guard. She has full grown. Like, it's a very close game at that point.
You know, she might actually still get it.
I mean, she might still get it, but it's just like really cutting it. Like,
it's really
risky.
Really risky. I agree.
It like, because like, I mentioned this is what I think about when I play. Like, what is the highest chance? Like, what like play gives me the highest probability of winning? The line is the highest probability at this point, right? I don't think
doing capital now, yeah.
Because I don't think like I get the logic of like I do larval tears to be better set up for majority if it goes to majority. However, when you think about like your odds of victory, by going to do avatars, the odds of her getting the line go way down, right?
You know, maybe
the odds of her winning majority via avatars don't go up enough to justify losing the odds of getting the line.
It might be possible she's just trying to play mind games, because if she marks avatars here, then Nartock doesn't know that she's in capital.
Yeah, I mean,
like, that's not exactly a telltale sign, so maybe she thinks that Nartock will pivot off of capital. Maybe.
That could be what she's thinking, but that's overthinking.
Yeah, I agree. Nartock gonna do DTS.
Snow. It's not. Look, again, she doesn't need it, right? Like she could win by majority here, but it's that, simply put, the odds of her by doing avatars, the probability of her winning a majority game does not go up enough to justify the risk of losing. Like, does not justify how much she could lose the line.
Clean jump from Ellie.
Because Nartock did larval tears. That's probably Mimic, right? And realistically, Nartock's going to sit on guards until the very end, and Ellie's not going to challenge it.
Okay, you got Avenue Balcony. Is she not killing the Avatar? Okay.
She's grabbing the Grace first, which I think is fine. This guy does hit really hard.
I think you sit on Avatars here.
Oh, okay.
But it's a game within a game, you know. But this really is allowing Nartock to catch up. I mean, he's already at DTS. Her capital lead is pretty much just gone now.
It's
much more possible they just split squares.
Yeah. Which, if you're Ellie, like, you're still good in majority. Like, you're still better in majority, right? But I don't know. Just being better in majority just is not worth it to me. For, like, what she gave up. Yes, you are banking on not skill issuing to Dung Eater, but I don't know. If that's why I lose, that's why I lose. At least that's how I would play, right?
Well, let's think about this. She has avatars. She has more prio and full grown. She still has a lot of capital prio. She's kind of put herself in a winning position. Like, she can win via bingo or majority.
Yeah, she's still in a good spot. I just don't, I don't know. I just don't, her odds of winning were a lot higher 10 minutes ago. Or 5 minutes ago. Or
oh, she goes down.
See? And I know it sounds insane, but I actually think the odds, like, Dung Eater might be a different story. Dung Eater might be a different story, but like at least Sewer Mogue, I actually think your odds of dying here to this avatar are higher than Sewer Mogue. This avatar sucks.
Yeah, she's going at it again. This feels like a mistake.
It's gonna be even going into sewers. Oh, you should have gone into the room. See, this is why this avatar sucks. There's very limited places to run when he does this.
Yeah.
And if you run too far back, you're gonna piss off the Lanedale Knights.
I mean, if you run too far back, he can also just do Golden Land again, which is also annoying.
Yeah, like you have to go into cover to dodge the Golden Land here.
I like to go behind the carriages, like the
the carriages, or just like run back in the little room.
Yeah.
All right, that's avatars.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay.
See Nardi's reaction to that. Okay. He seems neutral to it.
I mean, I think he's trying to figure out if I think he's trying to piece together if that was the capital avatar.
Yeah. Is that James?
Yeah.
Aw.
He's excited. Well, I woke him up because of my screaming about
bingo.
the game. Yeah.
He knows there's bingo going on.
Yeah, I mean, Anna, the reason why is because she's better prepped for majority, right? It's just like there's 3 squares in, like, even if you just want majority, there's 3 squares in the sewers.
Nartock missed the
jump
seedbed curse. That's not good for him.
Yeah, this is... Ellie still might get away with this, but I do think this is Ellie's biggest misplay of the match. Because, I mean, it was 10 minutes ago we were saying it's over.
Yeah. She's still in the driver's seat, obviously.
Yeah.
But the game would have been over. Going to round table to do the Dung Eater quest line.
Yeah.
Let's get the sewer jail key. So I think she might be going Dung Eater first then.
Nartock needs to split prio here. I think he should actually go and get the sewer mode grace and get sewer mode grace first and then go for Dung Eater. Because he can't lose both these squares. Obviously. Right?
Yeah, he just loses if he does that.
Yeah. You have to split. You need to get 1 out of 2. I get sewer mode grace first.
I think you were gonna see him split progress here. It doesn't really make sense.
Also for Ellie, like the other thing I do like about doing sewer mode first is I do believe Dung Eater is the scarier square of the 2.
Definitely.
Great Katana is a great weapon for him, but yeah, it's NPC fights are way more volatile. Like it's a lot harder to like. It's a lot harder to learn them in the same way. Also, Dung Eater is like the tankiest NPC fight in the entirety of this square, like this square set.
Yeah, the square set. I mean, yeah, Dung Eater just sucks. Also, his moveset is a little bit unpredictable as well.
Yeah. And you fight him in a shoebox. And if you run out of the shoebox, there's a colossal hand.
What? Where is he? What?
Yeah. Where is... What? Where was Dung Eater? What?
Wait, what the fuck?
What the fuck? Where is he?
Where is he?
Did she not finish his dialogue? She got the key. Isn't that enough?
Finish the dialogue?
Well, she opened. Yeah, she opened the gate. Where's Dung Eater?
Okay.
What?
Yeah, you need to finish the dialogue to the very end, even after the key.
Oh no. Nartock is just going for it. He'll get it.
Is that actually it?
Oh my god, that sucks. If Nartock didn't make the same
I wonder
mistake,
if that
that
was
is.
it, actually. That one piece of dialogue.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I think this is a
I
mistake
saw this
not
happen to
double-prepping
someone in a
that.
practice match back in the day. There was a practice match I played against Aggie back in the day, and this happened to him.
He has the better weapon too. And Dung Eater is there for him. Oh wow, this is gonna suck. Not doing the Ash of War on him is a choice. Backstab. I think just using the Ash of War, right? Like, oh, I guess it stuns him. Oh! If we don't see a skill issue here.
Also, I don't know if Dung Eater goes back. Okay, he is there. Yeah, it was literally just that piece of dialogue that Ellie missed. It's so weird, too, because he's actually there before this...
Oh my god, Nartock has 1 HP. His flash sucks so much, too.
Ellie actually has a better weapon, I think, because of dual status.
I think Nartock should be using the Ash of War, right? That Ash of War is crazy for NPCs. Ellie's ahead. Yes.
Ellie gets it!
Holy shit. No way. Whoa. And Nartock dies, too. Which is
He
the
was
time
just so
lost.
pissed. Like, look at it. I mean, he's distraught.
He knows. He knows. Holy shit.
I mean, to be fair, Ellie should have won that square. Like, she fucked up that dialogue, which would have... I mean, it's a very niche knowledge check, but, like... could have very unfortunately cost her that square, right?
Yeah,
because it's
for
literally
sure.
like, so the way it works, here's how it works. So
shackled.
he gives you the key, and then afterwards he literally has like 2 lines of dialogue. Most of the time you progress through that dialogue without even intentionally doing it. Like you can go slightly too early, right?
Yeah.
Like the first time I saw it was in a practice match, right? And like I literally was so confused as to why it happened, because like I don't know, I guess I don't have the same sense of urgency and don't port fast enough. So I was like, I've never seen this. And even back in the day, Dung Eater wasn't a square in season 1, but it was a square in like the first Elden Squares tournament that we did before the DLC, and we never had that issue.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, dude, that was incredible.
Yeah, it's only an issue that you see like if you're rushing like hell.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I think Ellie like has probably never seen it before, because she's probably never been this rushed doing Dung Eater. Even like a real game is different than practice. Your sense of urgency is
Definitely.
not
It's through the roof.
Yeah.
Nartock gets sewer skip. It's uncontested though, as we know. Holy shit. Ellie's gonna get this, and then she's just gonna get full grown.
Well, unless she goes back, if she goes back for sewer mode, that'd be a huge mistake.
I think Nartock doesn't even get the grace.
No. I mean, he knows worst case or best case he's behind a few seconds, because she got Dung Eater and then he died. Right? Like best case he's behind 2 to 3 seconds. Worst case she had sewer mode set up and he's way behind. So that's why he didn't get the grace. Also, I know Moog is one of Nartock's favorite bosses, so like
Okay. Fair enough, I guess.
just betting
This is
like
really
I'm not
bad.
gonna get hit.
If he dies, he is not getting the square. Just in general.
No,
Just
if he
'cause
dies here, it's GG.
What?
It's just over, yeah. Just because he... Nartock, spam that healing button, buddy. You are one shot.
Oh, he got glitched into a wall.
Okay.
This happens with sewer mode. If he gets
he got out immediately.
It happens with all enemies. For some reason, it's really bad with Sewer Moog. If they get too close,
normal Moog too.
It happens with everything. It's just for some reason really common with Moog, but especially Sewer Moog. If he gets too close to a wall, he will just stop moving.
Dude, this is giving me so much anxiety. Watching Nartock fight this. So wait, Nartock doesn't want to get majority bingoed.
Yeah, I think the only mistake Nartock made here was if I was him, I would have, like I said, I would have gotten Sewer Moog Grace first before Dong.
Yeah. Going Larval Tears as well.
Yeah, I mean Larval Tears. Because if he didn't go Larval Tears, he could have cleaned up the cap. He would have been so far ahead on capital because Ellie did.
Yeah.
Because Ellie did
Unlucky.
avatars, right?
Ellie just goes. Is she going to full grown here?
No, she's going GGG.
Oh my god. She might be double prepping?
Yeah, I would double prep. I actually think, like, for double prep, going down the Grace, like, going down the elevator for GGG is, like, one of the best things you can do. We saw Snowy do it yesterday, and it won him the game, right? Like, he otherwise, like, very well could have gotten on a snipe spree, but I'm gonna shut up.
Oh my god, Nartock. He has no more heals.
Huge dagger.
Oh, big stagger. Yeah, that should just be the kill here. And once Ellie sees this, I don't think she double preps anymore. I think she just fucking full sends GGG.
I mean, the only reason why you don't is because you're not that close. If for any reason Nartock has like Church of Vows or something, you still lose. Right? So I would still double prep.
Yeah, but Church of Vows doesn't really make sense on this board.
I know, but like just for there's a world
just in case. Yeah,
that makes
he's
sense.
going full ground.
Like it's possible he grabbed this Grace right here for the paintings to maybe set up incantations for later. Like maybe incants was a snipe, right? Because that guy drops 3 incants. You can do incants without Altus pretty easily if you kill that knight because you get the 8. Like there's ways in which she full sends GGG and still loses. In her mind, at least that's what I would be thinking if I was her.
What a game.
Yeah.
It's not over yet. Obviously, I don't want to speak too soon.
No.
But, like, what an insane showing from Ellie.
Yeah. Really crazy game. Like I said, I think I think that end game could have been cleaner if she rushed a bingo, but win's a fucking win, right? Especially against Nartock, right? Like, any way you can win, you take it. Yeah, and like it gets scary for Nartock, right? Because we said 5 and 3 gets you into playoffs, right? Yeah. He still has to play Nexus, right? And also, look, I mean, 2 things. I will speak for you, Nexus, like because I don't want you to. Don't say anything to make yourself look bad, but like if I'm Nexus, right? I'm thinking I get to play Nartock. Nartock's really fucking scary. I don't want to play him in the playoffs. If I beat him and he drops another game, he might not make playoffs, right? Like, that's something.
Which is an insane thought.
Like that's something. And also, like Nexus is very competitive. Like he wants to go undefeated, right? Like I'm, yeah.
Sorry, Stocko.
Yeah. Like that's the one thing. Even though Nartock's 2 and 2, like he's still the hunted, right? Like he's, like everyone's still gonna be gunning for him. And like if you want to have a chance to win, like everyone else's odds of winning the league go up if Nartock doesn't make playoffs.
Yeah, definitely.
He's an incredible player, and I still think he will pull it out. But like 2 and 2 is not a good start.
That is not a good position to be in. That's not something you want to see. Yeah, he's pushing GGG
Yeah,
now.
and now he's lost the tie. He's gonna have the tiebreaker loss to both Ellie and Shura, who we're gonna see Shura later today, right? But Ellie's gonna move to 3-1. Shura has his match today against Ratty, right? If Shura moves to 3-1, like both of them, and if Nexus wins today, he's 4-0. Like those three look really good to make playoffs, right?
5-0.
5-0. Sorry.
Yeah, get it right.
Fair enough. But you're gonna be you're 4-0 already.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I did double you up early on. You played one more game than everyone except for Moody.
Mm-hmm.
No, this is not Nartock's final game. There's still 4 games left in the season.
Yeah.
Right.
It's 8 total games, so
8-game regular season, and then the top 4 in each division will make playoffs. And playoffs are going to be across division, unlike other sports. So like the 1 seed and the Red Mains will play the 4 seed and the Recusants. And additionally, playoffs will be best of 3 sets.
Yeah. Snowy, as much as I want to just ego Nartock and say I win that, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's going to be a match. Especially since we have our really cool gentlemen that Who's is really excited for. Yeah, a lot of damage against the Dragonkin here. One more hit.
This is gonna be a win for Ellie.
Holy shit, what a game. Well fucking done to Ellie. Congratulations. What a match.
Woohoo!
Well done,
man.
Ellie.
Holy shit. What a good game, baby. What a good fucking game. Oh, man.
Wow, what a game.
What a game. Congratulations, Ellie. That is a massive win.
Oh, wait, I gotta get your actual. There you go.
What a massive win for Ellie here.
Yeah, that's a huge win for
insane
Ellie.
Confidence boost for Ellie, too.
Yeah, because Ellie, like, going through her schedule again, right? So she lost week 1 to Stocko, but now she has wins over Alex, Moody, and now Nartock. So she still has a lot of tough games left. She's got to play Chris. She's got to play Shura. She's got to play Nexus, and then she needs to play. Is it Ratty? The last one. Yeah, Ratty. Like those are still tough games, but man, she's looking really good.
Yeah, she's honestly like turning into the underdog here to win. She's putting herself in a really good position. Yeah. Like that win is insane.
All right, we will go ahead and bring Ellie in.
Congratulations, Ellie.
Oh, thanks.
Holy shit, what a game.
What a good fucking game. That was awesome. Yeah, that was good. Thanks.
Yeah, you played amazingly. Like I really think the biggest difference that won you the game, like your early game routing, the way that you were able to route your squares in while doing your checks and getting your board presence were just incredible. And that was the biggest difference, I think.
Yeah, I knew when he what was the first square he did? Yeah, like when I got Scion, I don't even know if he tried it. I don't think he may have. I don't know if it doesn't matter if I beat him to it or not, but I wanted to do it because my thought was if I get the square, it gives me some time to see if he goes Millicent. Because I think Kaled, like, Altus is important, so Dectus is important, is my thought process here, or Perfume Bottle, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, and the second he did Millicent, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to block Needle. Anyway, my point is, I think I just read him really well. I just, like, based on the timing, I'm like, okay, well, if he doesn't do this, I can at least do this. Millicent Needle blocked Margit 6 parries, which is the next best square because of dupe, and, yeah, I just kind of played Scattershot, and then focused in at the end. Avatars and Capital was fun. That was like first time doing that. That was cool, but
yeah. Like, so I'm curious, like with this, going back to the beginning of the match, right? Did you,
GG's.
GG Nartock, buddy.
You played amazing.
yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
Did you know when he marked Millicent that he started with the shield class?
I wasn't sure, but I figured he would want to do Margit 6 parries anyway, because it's the next best square. And so in my brain, I was like, okay, well, I want a weapon check. And I want to see, and I want some early runes, because I think if I can push this board into Altus quickly, then I wanted just to, like, be able to do that with having some income. I didn't think he started the shield class per se, but I also know Nartock isn't somebody who's not going to be able to medium parry Margit, so I figured he was getting that square or going for that square either way. I wasn't sure though, Nartock, if you were even going to do Scion. I figured you didn't even do Scion when I got the square because you're better at the script than I am. So
No, I didn't. I went for the shield class and figured I'd find some weapon because the starting class was like a backhand blade, something.
Yeah,
like
I was just pretty mid.
Sturk, I think.
Yeah.
So I looked for weapons and they turned like the greatsword check was not good. So then I had to go to roundtable 2. That slowed my early game down a bit. My biggest problem this game was a weapon. The seed, I told you, the seed was dry.
It wasn't. Yeah. I got Great Katana and this would, baby.
Yeah.
I decided to do smithing too late.
Yeah. I mean, I think the biggest difference was that, like, Nartock, you obviously, like, the dry seed really hurt you, but, like, you went really hard into getting your weapon checks while Ellie kind of just, like, got squares and routed the checks in. Because at the end of the day, you ended up doing almost the exact same checks. You did a few more checks than she did. You did Tree Scent in Beach Merchant that she didn't do.
I guess this is a game where you killed Tree Scent, the seeds dry.
But
right? I get that,
I think those were the those are the only 2 checks that she maybe Beach Merchant, but that was pretty much when you were grabbing that was pretty much for smithing stones. I think those are the only checks that you did that she did not do.
How did you get your Katana online? What did you do?
I grabbed Lake Facing Cliffs heading into Liurnia because of Sacred Flasks, and so I grabbed that, and then I accidentally forgot the 2s of the gazebo by the lobster, and I didn't grab any Graces, Temple Quarter, or Crystalwood from a bozo, so I had to redo that, and then I just did +7 for most of the game, and I, like, after Magnus Dupe Int, Deathbirds, Incants, after Incants I got the Bell Bearing, and then did +12 from the Altus Bell Bearing, and then I did Avatar with the third one being... Did you know the third one I killed, or one of them was Capital? Did you figure by then?
I wasn't sure, but then, like, I wasn't sure when you marked it. When you marked Dung Eater, I knew, yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Dung Eater was crazy, so...
Dung Eater was sad.
Well, so Nartock, Ellie was there first, but, like... So there's... After he gives you the key, there's 2 lines of dialogue. I think it's literally 2 that you have to go through.
Yeah, it's one.
And
it's
if
like one,
you
then a pause and another one.
If you skip it, there's a weird bug where he just disappears. He's like not in the sewers.
So I didn't know that, so I ran all the way there and he wasn't there, and I was like, what the fuck's happening? So I had to go back to Roundtable, redo the dialogue, and then walk all the way back.
Yeah, so Nartock actually entered the fight first, but the dual status on the Great Katana like ended up winning you the square, Ellie.
Well, that's what I figured too. Like I wanted Ash of War. Ash of War was a scary square. The scariest square for me this game was that one, because with Margit and Millicent, that bottom row I did not want to fuck around with. I had no desire to do that. That was a shit row to contest. And at Ash of War, honestly, once you got Margit, I booked deck to set up with no weapon. I killed the Scarab in Altus for my 4th one with a short sword.
I knew when you marked it that early. I didn't even have a Dectus yet. I figured I hopefully had more time to like get Altus, and then I have my weapon online. You don't, but you got your weapon online too fast.
Yeah. Also, I'm sorry. I just realized we were really pressed up against time. But Ellie, I'm curious. At the end of the game, right? Like, because when he marked Larval Tears, Nexus and I were like, "Oh, Ellie just wins with the line." And then you decided to go Avatars, and you ended up pulling out the majority, but it got, from our perspective, a lot closer. Can you talk us through the decision to go Avatars?
Yeah, I knew with Larval Tears, I had good Grace set up, and I didn't think... I mean, I just figured I could... It was a bit of a gamble. I knew I was kind of taking a bit of a chance, so I had backup sort of contingency in my brain. I'm like, okay, well, he can't let that row sit very long. And I knew I was in capital already, right? Like, because before I went avatars, I killed DTS. I had the first Grace, the Eastern Capital Rampart Grace. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm able to get avatars probably because he doesn't know where I am. And if I mark it, he doesn't maybe think I'm in capital. He has to 50-50. Did I do the third one in capital or not? Because my Grace setup otherwise would have shown that I could have done anywhere else on the map for a third avatar. And so I was banking on him not knowing or having to guess to get avatar and him having to feel the pressure of that bingo. That's why I did Incants when I did and 30 int how I did it, because I wanted him to feel the pressure of Dung Eater Sewer Moog. But I never had any intentions of bingoing him there. I just wanted him to feel the pressure of going for that row.
What money did you use for Incants?
I duped Radon's Remembrance and got 30 int and then still had like 25k left over. And so I killed 2 Deathbirds, and I also had like maybe 10k-ish, 8k-ish of like ruins from routing that I never bothered to have to use this game.
I think you also killed Margit too, right?
Yeah, I also killed Margit. Yep, I killed Margit to set up my second great rune for Godric,
sense.
and killed Godric as well after.
Yeah. Well, GG's.
GG's, Ellie.
That was
Insane
an incredible game. One of the best games of the season. Oh, Ellie,
I would say the best.
I mean, there were some great games,
There's a lot of good games. Don't blaze me too hard.
The best so far. So far.
Thanks, Nexus.
Congratulations to Ellie, Nartock. We know we expect you to bounce back in the next one, and congratulations to both of you. You played a great game. We are going to take a short break here, like very short, and then turn around to get the next match started. It'll be Ra versus Asim, and I will be joined by Helios. So I'll see you guys in just a bit. Thank you so much, and we'll be right back.
Please become Elden Lord.